Man United host Crystal Palace at Old Trafford on Sunday. We're finally back at the theatre after what? It's been like nearly a month since that Spurs win. But we're back on Sunday, Crystal Palace, and it's a good time to play Palace as well. It's a club in disarray, one of the Premier League's crisis clubs right now. The fans are not happy with Oliver Glasner since he said he's off at the end of the season. Their season has been in free fall since then, really. They lost their captain, Mark Gay, in January. Jean-Philippe Mateta, he's injured right now, but he also just doesn't want to play for them anymore. Jurgen Strand-Larsen has come in for them. He's made a little impact, to be fair to him, but it's a good time to play Crystal Palace. And we're looking for a double because we won at Selhurst Park earlier in the season. Mason Mount, Joshua Zirkzee with those goals in the comeback win. Very surprised when at the time as well. But now, in this game, Man United are expected to win. We're looking for a 6th win in 7 under Michael Carrick, but it's an interesting time to play them for United as well because it's a rare instance this season where we have a midweek game to think about. Newcastle away, a very tricky fixture, just 3 days after the Palace game. We're going to have to think about that. Michael Carrick has not been changing much at all since he came in. It's been a winning formula, but we have to consider that Newcastle game. Will there be changes from the start, or will there be earlier substitutions than usual with that Newcastle game in mind? I think there is going to be some changes, but this video is about what I want to see, what we need to see so Man United can beat Crystal Palace. Make sure you tell me in the comments what you think of this Man United team. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help grow this channel and reach more Man United fans like you. And subscribe if you're new. Daily Man United content, videos, shorts, all sorts. I'm here every single day talking about United. But let's get straight into this team. Sene Lomans in goal. One of his best performances in a Man United shirt yet at that in the Everton win. Saving shots, claiming crosses, punching crosses, royal rumbling Everton players in the box. It was a ridiculously good performance by Sene Lomans, and just the latest reminder that £18 million, that is going to go down as a huge bargain when we look back at that in a few years' time. We have a serious goalkeeper there, and Sene Lomans will continue on the back of his first away clean sheet of the season, looking to do it again against Crystal Palace. Now, the defence, I think there could be a change in store here just because of the Newcastle game. Obviously, Harry Maguire was unbelievable against Everton. Like, sensational. The box defending, it's what we expect from him. Fantastic. However, Lisandro Martinez is injured. He could be back. I don't know. I don't think he will be. He could be back, though. Matthias de Ligt's injured. I think you're looking at that Newcastle game, and I think there'll be moments in that Newcastle game where Man United are probably in the same situation where we need to box defend for our lives. Crystal Palace at home, it's going to be a low block. We're going to have to try break Crystal Palace down. Even when Crystal Palace were winning games under Oliver Glasner, they wanted other teams to have the ball. It was, they were winning their games with less possession. And with that in mind, while I'm well aware that Harry Maguire's ball carrying and his ball playing is a good tool, I think we should play Lenny Yoro and Aiden Heaven in this one. Just because I think United are going to have so much of the ball, there shouldn't be too much pressure. And this is the thing, you've got Harry Maguire on the bench to bring on. Say if Aiden Heaven or Lenny Yoro are struggling, you can get Harry Maguire on to calm things down. But I just think that Newcastle game, it's going to be a real tough test up there in the northeast. I think we want Harry Maguire well rested for that, and we can't risk another centre-back injury. So, with that in mind, Lenny Yoro played, obviously, that fantastic cameo against West Ham. Lenny Yoro, I thought he was really good against Everton as well. He did his job. A daunting task to fill the boots of Lisandro Martinez, but I think he did that. I think we should feed on that confidence and put Lenny Yoro in there next to Aiden Heaven. I trust Aiden Heaven to come in and do a good job. I've been so impressed with him since he came to United. That might be controversial, though, dropping Harry Maguire for this one, but I just think you have to think smart. We can't afford any more centre-back injuries, and that Newcastle game is a big one, so I'm dropping Harry Maguire for this one. I'm not dropping him. I'm resting him. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. At fullback, I've got Diogo Dalot and I've got Luke Shaw. Dallow's in a really good moment at the moment. You know, I did a little TikTok or short or reel, wherever you watch my short form content. A little apology to Diogo Dalot, because for the last few months I've basically been saying, looking ahead to the summer, I've been saying just we need to get rid of him. We need to cash in. He hasn't got a future at the club. He's not not good enough. We know Dalot is widely inconsistent, and that I don't admit that I was wrong. All my criticism of Dalot, I think, has been very fair. He's been far too inconsistent. When he's bad, he's bad. But I suppose I was sort of ignoring at the time when Ruben Amorim was in charge. Dalot was being made to play as a right wing back, a left wing back, essentially a winger, especially like left wing back. Crazy. But he's come back as a right back, his natural position, in a settled back four, which is what I think Michael Carrick has done very well and has definitely contributed to our upturn in results. Having that settled back four with Senny Lomans behind them, a settled midfield in front of them, that has definitely worked in our favour. Dalot, Shaw, Maguire, Martinez. Dalot looks comfortable, and Michael Carrick's been in charge for 6 games now. Dallow's been good in 4 of them. So, yeah, Dalot over Mazraoui right now, I think it's only fair. Luke Shaw at left back. I think if Dorgu was available, I would be looking at Dorgu there because, as I say, Newcastle 3 days' time. Shaw started every single Premier League games so far this season. 2 starts in the space of 4 days. That's a little risky, I think. But I would go Luke Shaw in this one because, I mean, Mazraoui left back, Dalot left back. That's all we've got at the moment. So, yeah, Luke Shaw, he has to start in my opinion, and that's the defence. Now the midfield. It's every single game we're going with this midfield, like we are, and it's the same situation. Newcastle 3 days again. Casemiro's 34 years old, but it has to be this midfield. It simply has to be Casemiro, Kobbie Mainoo. And when I said at the start of the video, you have to think of the substitutions, earlier substitutions than usual. I think this is the game. This is a game where, okay, maybe like in the 55th minute, 60th minute, we will see Casemiro come off for Manuel Ugarte. Hopefully by that point, Man United have a decent lead and it's not sort of a basketball game, because we've seen in the past when Casemiro goes off and Ugarte comes on, we lose a lot of control. And when the game state is sort of up in the air, that doesn't work in our favour at all. But hopefully United can get themselves in a good position in this match to take Casemiro off, get Manuel Ugarte on, and we can just ride home with the victory. But it's Casemiro and it's Kobbie Mainoo. It simply has to be. Like Kobbie Mainoo, as I say, this is going to be United versus a low block. I think United are going to probably have 65% plus of the possession in this match. And that's why you need Kobbie Mainoo on the pitch to try and unlock that. Because, I still think he's got levels to reach. I think he can still improve massively. But just the mindset he has on the ball, in tight spaces he can get out of danger. His thought is always just get the ball forward. That's what we need. So Casemiro, Kobbie Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes ahead of them, of course. There's no point wasting any time speaking about Bruno Fernandes. I think even if he was 40 years old and he was playing for United, he would start every single match. So Bruno Fernandes ahead of those. And now the wingers. I asked for it against Everton. Those 2 weeks leading up to Everton, I was asking for it. We didn't get it. It was Ahmad on the right and Mbeumo up front. I wanted Sesko up front and Mbeumo on the right. Ahmad comes off after he didn't have a good game against Everton. He came off. Sesko comes on. We get the goal. And Mbeumo on the right, passing to Sesko down the middle. Now, I can see why Michael Carrick is looking at it and goes, you know what? I'm winning games. It's a winning formula. Why would I change it? But also, we're winning the games after Sesko's come onto the pitch. We're not winning the games with the starting 11. Like against West Ham, we were not great at all until Sesko came on and we could pile on the pressure. Against Everton, it was really messy. It was always going to take one moment of magic to win the game. Sesko comes on, the moment of magic happens. And I just think, as I say, with this low block that we're going to be playing against, we can't try the same thing as against West Ham and Everton. We can't. So I really, really, really do. And this is the thing. I'm not going to if Michael Carrick says, okay, Ahmad starting and Mbeumo up front again, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to argue with it, because at the end of the day, he's getting results with this game plan. And it is difficult for teams when for 60 minutes you're playing Mbeumo, who's, a smaller, more dynamic attacker. And then Sesko comes on. It's a completely different proposition. It works in our favour massively. But I just think you have to start Benjamin Sesko now. You have to. Surely no one disagrees with that. You have to start Benjamin Sesko. The guy is on absolute fire. And I think Mbeumo on the right, Mateus Cunha on the left, Benjamin Sesko down the middle. That has to be what you start with. And say if we're winning the game 1-0 or 2-1, having Ahmad to bring on for that defensive work rate, I think that's a massive tool to have, rather than having to bring on Benjamin Sesko to try and get a goal. I love Ahmad, and I love what he offers. and I love his character, and I love him, and I think he's got a lot more to offer. He's still only, 23? He's got a lot more to offer, but in terms of in games where Man United need to score goals and we need to break down defences, Ahmad's output needs to improve, and we have a natural goal scorer in Mbeumo. Mbeumo has that Mohamed Salah trait where he might be having a pretty bad game, but then he just farts out a really good goal contribution out of absolutely nowhere to help us get a result, and we need that in these sorts of games. Mateus Cunha likewise, and yeah, Benjamin Sesko deserves to start now. I mean, I've lost count. What is it? 6 goals in 7, is it? 7 goals in 8? I think it's 6 goals in 7. Only 2 of those 7 appearances starts. Yeah. A goal every 45 minutes across those 7 games. Benjamin Sesko needs to start. That is the Man United lineup that I believe will beat Crystal Palace on Sunday. What do you think? Get it in the comments. Drop a like on the video. Get subscribing. Ting the notification bell. All that lovely stuff. And I will see you with my match reaction after the Crystal Palace game, where I'm hopefully a very happy boy. Thank you. This has been TurkTalksFC. I've been Alex Turk, and I'll see you then. Bye.